Well, that was such a perfect reading for the daily word for what I'm going to talk about. And of course, everything I talk about is what I need to hear. So if you want to listen and it's helpful to you too, that's great. But I'm the one that needs to hear this, the only one, really. So, of course, I usually just go into what I'm experiencing through the week or what's going through my heart and mind at this time. And uh, yeah, there's some wonderful things that are happening for me that, it's the constant, unexpected, that holiness that was just read about, the more and more realization that the holiness is what I am. And the holiest voice is the voice of truth within me and the only true voice, really. And that when I know that and feel that, then I experience that in no matter what's going on in the world or in my life. Yeah, the ego usually speaks first and goes, oh my God, look at that. Or can you believe they said that? Or, on and on it goes. But then the wonderful thing is that we have the choice, the choice to see it through eyes of holiness and to come into a sense of assurance, blessed assurance, that all is well on the level of truth. Nothing will ever stay the same or well within this world. It never has, it never will. So the acceptance of that is great sense of peace and freedom. Even though we might be in the middle of it, even though we might be experiencing fear, pain, I've got a lot of that going on in my family right now. I won't get into that long story, but, it's just full of it right now on every level. And also, with my new relationship, it's not so new now. We've been together for many months now. But, with that, you never know why you're coming into relationship with, be it a, a boss, a friend, an other, a partner. And, like I say, my guidance with Joe, who lives in Florida, was I got real clear guidance that I was to help him through his grief because I had been through mine. And once again, hadn't seen him for 50 years since school. And then other things started happening through that relationship that I could not have dreamed. Same way with Brian. When me and Brian came together, Lord, I didn't dream that I would have a women's group and that I would be, doing music on a scale at the Montessori schools that I've been playing music for kids for years and years and had no idea the extent to which the creativity and the freedom to express and to teach was allowed in this system with this particular boss. And just so many blessings. Of course, the blessing of, the lessons and the love between Brian and myself. Didn't know where all that would lead. I didn't know I would be forming a musical group called Grace that would be gracing each other and gracing others in the ways that we did and still do, hope to do again sometime. I look at all the gifts, that even in the midst of confusion, like, why am I doing this? And lots of questions like, what? Are you kidding me? So, yeah. So the same thing is starting to happen here with feeling the guidance and then coming into relationship with Joe and then dealing with, I won't even say dealing with, blessed by the fact that he has a daughter who has borderline personality disorder, which is a very, very interesting disorder. Different than, say, bipolar, some similarities, but anyway, it's a illness or disorder in and of itself. So with that disorder, there comes what's called splitting. When they're black and white, they live in a black and white world. So there's no, maybe I can see this differently, or I really don't know if I like them or not. It's either I hate you or I love you. Extremes. Um, so she hasn't met me, but she hates me. I'm a threat to her, of course, with this extreme condition she has with her thinking. And I've just felt so blessed. In one, it has taken me into a place of looking more and more at my own disordered mind. And that disorder is all that can come, and confusion and fear and extremes and seeing things that aren't there, and making determinations that you can't see the whole picture, that we all do it. And what a blessing that that's being mirrored to me with this thing of us. I can only speak really for myself, but then again, I go with what the Course teaches, and many other things teach it as well, that if you don't know the love you are, if you don't know your true identity, then what else can it be but a mental disorder? Things are out of order. They're disordered. What comes first is the question, in my mind. Does love and peace and blessing and grace and communion with God come first in my life? Or do many times things that are happening in the world, in politics, in my family, in my life in general, with my health, the ego screams very loudly and tells us we're a body, but we're not. I will say my sister, has been going through Lyme disease for almost 50 years. And, it comes and goes. And right now she's in the pits of hell with it. And, the brain gets very disordered in the midst of that. I mean, she sees things that aren't there, but the next day she'll be fine. It's the weirdest thing. So once again, I look through the lens of Spirit's eyes, and what's the message for me in that? Well, one day I feel loving and peaceful and all in order. And the next day, everything can go to hell in a split second, according to what somebody says, whether it's, like say political, the news, something is said by, a neighbor, a friend, a family member, it's an immediate split. Really, it's a split. It's like the love is gone and the fear resides. So we all split. And how many times a day do we split is the question too. It's like, how many times do I have unloving, fearful thoughts? That's a split, because love and fear cannot abide in the same space. It's one or the other. In that way, there is no gray area. But there must be gray area within our questions within this world. We must question why we believe the way we do. Is it because the way we were raised? Is it possible we came in that way from another so-called dream of separation? You want to call it reincarnation, you can, or whatever you want to call it. None of it's really what the truth is. But, do we question why we attach to certain things? These people with BPD attach themselves like a leech, and if you pull away, or if they think you're pulling away, they go into this extreme sense of abandonment. So how do we feel abandoned in the world? Do we realize that we cannot be abandoned? The body can be, and the body can be abused in many ways. Jesus was crucified, he went through the pain of being whipped and the crown of thorns and etc. And people screaming hateful things to him, And so, in what ways do we do that to ourselves? And what ways do we take that in and ingest it from outside of us? If we can see that everyone has some disorder with their thinking in this world, then we can really come into a little bit more of empathy and compassion for them, because we can have it for ourselves. I have compassion for myself. These parts of myself that thinks it is separate and split off. I do have a disorder. So it's all about coming into a remembrance. Let me remember what I truly am. I'm not going to hold that all day long. I'm going to have ups and downs. I'm going to have fears and doubts. And, I still hang on to the past. I still have thoughts of the future. It's not like we need to be in denial of that. I still think I'm a body. I'm going to have pain, disappointments. But let me spend as many instants in remembering the holiness that I am and the connection to God that I have. And just in remembrance of the fact that I am spirit. This body is here experiencing lessons, opportunities for growth, opportunities for forgiveness, opportunities to serve in loving ways, serve myself and others. Here I am living in a dream, living my illusion of what life should be, in a world upside down, spinning round and round. Somewhere I know deep inside, a trusting little child, singing songs, skipping along, doing nothing wrong. Then the fog comes rolling in, losing sight of myself again, lost in some whirling wind, shaken by the storm within. Back once upon a time, in a place far away in my mind, there was peace and joy, love and light. Then I forgot who I was, created me a world of dust, and I fell fast asleep. Darkness covered me. I'm dreaming some crazy dream about some fight I have to win to be free. The only one I'm fighting is a fear of my own. God, wake me up again, I want to go home. Remember, seems a long time ago. Remember, can you remember home? Remember, remember, remember. Yeah, so that's all it really is about remembering where I truly abide. Where do I abide? Do I abide? Is this my true home, this world, or do I abide in the heart of God? Regardless of this hurricane of a nightmare I seemed to be in. The Course in Miracles literally calls it a nightmare until we choose to see with Holy Spirit's vision, which brings about a happy dream, no matter what's going on around us or in our own lives. We see it differently. I see this thing with Joe's daughter as a golden opportunity. And I'm helping him to see it more and more as a golden opportunity. With his wife passing, he was thrown into this position of being caretaker for her, which he'd never really been in to the extent he is now, and having to, learn about her disorder so that he knows how to deal with it, because his wife dealt with it mostly. So, it's beautiful to come into relationship in seeing things as golden opportunities. And that's the way we're both looking at this now. So once again, you come into relationship with whomever, and it appears sometimes that you're there to help them, to save them, to serve them. But at the same time, equally, they are saving you. They are serving you. With Brian, I stepped into a depth and level of love that I hadn't ever experienced with being of service, being caretaker. So, wow, thank you for that gift, for that blessing. That's a spiritual maturity, to come into that place of no expectations, but just being ever present, So I'm ever present with this experience I'm in, and I don't have to make it better, do anything to fix anyone or anything. I don't have to analyze, just have to be there, just like Holy Spirit is there for us. Just being there, the light like the sun shines upon all equally. So I invite us to come into a place within, call it a challenge. It would be for some people. It can be for me at times, to be as the sunshine, to shine on all equally. That means every single person in the world, no matter how dark, how evil they might seem to be. We don't know. We don't know the illness. We only can focus on our own illness, right? Where are my thoughts disordered? Where do I harbor evil, dark, unloving thoughts about myself and others? Let me come to myself with love and compassion, but I must do it for every single other soul. I don't care who they are, what they've done, what they've said. We cannot go to heaven without them. We cannot. I want that for myself. I want people to see the truth of me, to see the light in me. Their vision of the truth of me heals me and them. When I'm hurting and thrashing out, I want someone to say, I see you. I see you. And I love you. So let's come in for a moment and let's feel the resistance. Maybe we're comparing this person to that person, this party to that party, this country to that country, this family member to that family member, this friend to that friend. Whatever the comparisons might be, let's just look at them and feel them. Feel how that does feel. The comparisons, the resistance. This mate compared to the mate before, this relationship. the situation compared to another situation. Rainbow compared to a hurricane or a storm. And let's find ourselves beginning to rise above that field of comparison that brings us so much pain and suffering within our minds. So much we want the light to break through that does heal us, that brings us peace and joy, a sense of identity, a sense of connection with all, a sense of love for self and others. We yearn for that. Above all else, we yearn for that. So coming in, feel ourselves rising above that battle within our minds. It goes on constantly. We take a breath as we begin to rise. We feel lighter. And we feel those thoughts, those disordered thoughts falling away. They can't come with us into peace and joy, into heaven. We can't bring them. They're too heavy. Love and fear cannot exist in the same place. So which one are we going to choose in this moment? If it's love, then the baggage must be let down. For the plane to fly higher, get rid of the baggage. As we lift, we feel the lift of spirit lifting us even higher through our desire. Higher through desire. What is it I desire? Desire to be one with the light that shines upon the darkness. Desire more than anything to know what I truly am, to know what my brothers and sisters truly are, beyond all illusion, deception, delusion. Show me what is true, Holy Spirit. This is what I want. As I want it more and more, the more and more I feel it, see it, and desire more of it. Higher and higher. There really is no limit to the height of the love of Spirit. Depth and height at the same time. The higher, the deeper. Deeper, the higher. God is love. Love created me. Love is all that I can be. God is love. Love created me. Love is all that I and you can be. God is love. Love is all I can see. When I know without a doubt that love created me. I feel God's love as me. you and me. Love is all that I can be. And if another cannot see it in themselves, what is my obligation to be one that helps them see it? Not by saying anything or doing anything, but by seeing them. I see you. No matter what you say or do, I see the truth of you because I desire it. I desire to see it in me. And as I spoke about Anna, Joe's daughter, I can speak that about anyone. I wish I could take all the hurt away. Some magical words that I could say. Snap my fingers, and it would be okay. But the most loving thing that I can do is wait here alongside of you. I'll wait by your side through it all, by and by. I'm here to listen if you want me to. I'll wait here alongside of you. If dancing would better your troubles, then I would dance with you all through the darkness of night. I'd sing to your heart a soft lullaby, but the most loving thing I can do is wait here alongside of you. I'll wait for you to reach out for me. I'll be here beside you whenever you're ready. If that never comes, I'll still have my love waiting alongside of you. So in that, I have eternal patience with waiting alongside and being the love that shines like the sun, and feeling the gratitude for being that for myself and others. And thank you and blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Mother Donna.
More like grandmother these
We
days.
love your musical sermons. So at this point, everybody just unmute your screens and share what you are guided to share.
You first to me.
You go ahead and then I'll.
Donna, I want to thank you so much. I feel no need to tell anybody why I'm so enthused about the teachings of Jesus as delivered in A Course in Miracles. I've had the opportunity to pray for healing within my own body, and I wish Pam perfect healing because she believes her prayers will be answered. Pain pills will cease to be needed. You will be comfortable, dear. Joy to you. Believe. Sound like a great tour.
What?
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna. This is Patty. I'm going to leave now because we want to go to the farmer's market in Haymarket to meet with my son and family. So I love you very much and so glad to be with you this morning, and always such a great blessing to see you and hear you and feel your message of wonder and joy, always joy. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Reverend Terry, for stopping by. We love you.
Terry.
Love you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really needed to hear what you had to say today, Donna. Just been picking my brain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Donna mentioned something about you ladies. Well, you know, the message was for you guys as well. Use guys. That's my 3 cents.
I'd just like to say
Hi, Donna.
briefly, Donna, it reverberated with me very strongly. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
needed that today. So always with your messages.
Yeah, I needed it.
Funny how we all need things on Sunday, isn't it? We're very needy.
Gonna shine some sunlight on it on Sunday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Terry.
Hi.
So good to see you.
I find myself these days very polarized in sort of a negative place about Putin and the war in Ukraine. And I sure thank you today for helping me realize once again the truth that this is just a person with sickness and hurt, and that this too shall pass. I really thank you for recentering me on that. I can feel it deep down inside me and radiating out from me now, where I had sort of closed myself off to all of that because of the danger for my stepson and all the family of Natasha.
Yeah.
And all the people that are in Ukraine that have been forced out of their homes. And so it's much better to realize that the truth, to realize the truth that light and love prevail. Light and love are the only real things. And that I'll be okay and they will too. So thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
And Terry will tell us more about that next weekend too.
I'm giving a talk. I hope you come and listen. I'm giving a metaphysical interpretation of the woman at the well.
Mm.
I hope you come back.
Was there a man there with her?
There is a guy there with her, and he is exactly what Donna was talking about today. So.
Yeah, Terry, thank you for that. And I think it's real necessary for us to join periodically. These Sundays are a blessing to help us remember, because it is very challenging to stay in a mind of light and love. I would think so much for you at this time. And blessings to Natasha and her family and all the people of Ukraine. But yeah, I think the midst of all that's going on in this world, we've got to be there for each other, to lift each other up. We forget. Mm-hmm.
Jody?
Oh, yeah. One thing you said, first of all, thank you. Thank you again. That just struck with me was you said to look at and for gifts in confusion, and that just, when I'm in that place, I'm not finding gifts, and I wasn't looking for them, and so that just struck me to look at gifts in confusion, because that's where they might be hiding, Thank you.
Thank you.
Someone else before I stop the recording?
Well, Donna, thank you for your talk today. And it was a great reminder that when we're confronted with challenging and tough times, part of the challenge is to start with the golden rule. And that's a challenge in itself sometimes. And
Mhm.
I thank you for the message that you gave.
Thank you.
Well, maybe it'd be appropriate now to do our golden affirmations for love offerings and tithes, because we are very blessed to be able to meet like this every weekend and kind of carry each other with us throughout the week. We are souls on a journey, obviously. Divine love flowing through all of us blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over all of us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And I'll stop the recording